And this is just a horrific story we first told you about yesterday. Tonight, we're taking a closer look at the gun that was used in the shooting of a 5-year-old girl in South Phoenix. Phoenix police say that Layla Ramos was shot and killed by her 9-year-old brother, and the gun used was illegally purchased by their father.
And then stored in a place you would not expect. 12 News journalist Sean Rice looking into this. What's happening, Sean?
Yeah, Troy and Kribe, good evening to you both. People on both sides of this consistent gun control conversation agree that the shooting death of 5-year-old Layla Ramos could and should have been prevented. The disagreement amongst gun control experts is how exactly do we prevent future deaths like this in the future, and whether any changes to Arizona's gun laws can aid in those efforts. Tonight, this all comes after Layla's father admitted to Phoenix police that he knew he could not legally own a gun, but got his hands on one anyways.
Date of birth, Irvin Eduardo Ramos-Jimenez.
Newly released court records indicate 33-year-old Irvin Eduardo Ramos-Jimenez knew he had a prior felony conviction for drug trafficking and could not legally own a gun. He told police he bought the AR-style rifle used in his daughter's death through a private sale for use as personal protection.
There's no doubt that he shouldn't have had it, but it's a loophole that he can go and just purchase that from anyone.
RJ Shannon from Moms Demand Action believes it was far too easy for Ramos-Jimenez to buy private party. Arizona law does not require a seller to initiate a background check on the purchaser during these kinds of sales.
That's a very easy thing to do in Arizona, and I think it's actually a blight on our state that we allow that to happen.
Well, it's not a loophole. It's called freedom.
Citizens Defense League co-founder Charles Heller believes Arizona laws around background checks are strong enough. The fault lies, he says, in alleged criminals not fearing the punishment for being caught with a gun.
Every single thing that happens that goes wrong like this is not just one thing going wrong. It's a cascade of failures. And the first thing is it's a failure to enforce our law. And there's not another law you could have that would make this any better.
The agreement on even a divisive issue like guns is more needs to be done to educate our youth on firearm safety.
There's no reason in the world why every classroom of kids, I don't know, maybe 10 years old and up, shouldn't have the 5 basic rules of gun safety on the wall. And there's no reason in the world why we shouldn't be teaching gun safety without guns, with inert objects shaped to look like guns.
We should be asking questions about firearms as well. Do you have firearms in your home? And if you do, is that firearm locked away?
And right now, Ramos-Jimenez is facing one charge of possession of a weapon by a prohibited person. Court records do indicate that this gun was easily accessible to Layla's older brother, or 9-year-old brother. It was actually located in his bedroom closet. Because of this fact, I reached out to the Maricopa County Attorney's Office today to learn if any additional charges for her father may be forthcoming. In a statement, they told me they have yet to receive the case from the Phoenix Police Department, but once they review all the evidence in this case, a decision on additional charges will come at that point. Tonight, we're live in South Phoenix. Sean Rice, 12 News.
Yeah, and Sean, still unbelievable that they storing that, AR-15 style weapon in his son's closet.
I know. Troy, that might be one of the most shocking details that I read in the 4 pages of court documents we received. And again, you can't stress enough firearm safety in terms of, as you mentioned at 4 o'clock, legal gun owners with children having a lock that only is able to be unlocked by the parents, and also educating children that guns are not toys and that they should never be handled until they are a legal age. Back to you.
Just seems like common sense stuff, right? This is just so sad. All right, Sean, thank you.